Lamelle, ambitious, but brilliant! I don't believe it! I swear I do not believe it! And they are back on turf!
Good evening. Welcome to the Rotherham United podcast. We have a very, very good night to talk about. Me and Mick are here today. Benny's not with us, and it's not because Freddie's done well and he don't want to talk about it. He has watched the game. He has gone to bed, but he will be with us for the podcast. We'll be chatting Thursday morning. We're going to go through that in more detail. This will be a short one because Mick's Wi-Fi is causing some slight problems already, but we're going to go through as many comments as we can in that time. So, good evening, Mick.
Yeah, good evening.
Great, well,
I'm sorry. I'm probably in the Wales and the Wi-Fi. The Welsh Wi-Fi is still on lockdown. So, what can I say?
Yeah.
Let me watch the game. Though, so that's all that matters, isn't it?
Exactly. A massive night, which could be a turning point in our season. 3-1 win, obviously, against Coventry. Freddie with 2 goals, Smithy with the 3rd. We'll go through some comments first before we get into a bit of a mini review of the game. It's Kesty, UTFM. Ethan is Polish with us as always. Ben, I think he thinks Bento's, Freddie and Barley's are a pint. Freddie's going to get all the plaudits, Mick, but Barley's tonight was excellent.
Outstanding tonight, Dan Barlaser, wasn't he? Absolutely outstanding, and not for the reasons that he usually is. You know, he was massive in the press, really aggressive, and he played that wing role, didn't he? The role that Wingy's been playing, and he played it to a T. I'm sorry, my voice is going already. Anyway, what can I say?
Yeah,
might have been shouting.
Yeah, I agree. Stephen Gautley, up the Millers, good win tonight. Philippi Flop, I think may have computer problems. Bless him. Chris Wright, proper battling performance from lads. Can't keep these men down. A lot to ask, but they'll see him again Thursday. It's Gesty. Robbo made the difference. Clark Robertson, we've talked about Clark Robertson about 1,000 times on this podcast, Mick. We're massive fans of him, and there's a massive difference when he's back in the team, isn't there?
There is. It's just that bit more experience at back, you know, that bit more calmness. He just brings some more presence, like Woody does, like Sean McDonald does. I mean, Sean McDonald tonight, I thought was excellent for the time that we were on the pitch, and it's all about that experience and just sort of, I don't know, just having that. They seem to have got that little bit of extra time, don't they, on the ball and this experience. And that's what Clark Robertson brings you.
Yeah.
Him and Woody at back are absolutely immense.
Definitely.
Aaron
Jarvis.
Angus McDonald as well. I think that back
again.
it's going to be like Eurovision Song Contest, this, isn't it?
You were saying about Angus McDonald again, being brilliant.
Yeah, I just had a good game. Yeah, he had a good game. Move on.
Aaron Jarvis with a couple saying we weren't even meant to win today, and you end up being pretty comfortable. It was comfortable after the 3rd goal. I could tell you now I weren't comfortable. Although QPR didn't really cause us many problems. Jarvis again. Hope we can do the same to Coventry, and then we'll be out of the bottom 3. Tonight, Mick, takes the pressure off the Coventry game. If we beat Coventry, it's going to be amazing. We'll be out of bottom 3. But we now don't have to win. A draw's fine. A loss is not, even if we lose, it's now not the end of the world.
No, but a victory is even bigger than tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, it does remove a little bit of pressure, but, you know, it gives us that sort of building block or that stepping stone to move out of the bottom 3 and really put the pressure on everybody else, because it's starting to build some momentum then, isn't it? You know, 3 games. If we can come out of Thursday without being beaten, it's 3 games without a defeat, and that's none of the bottom teams are doing that. So it's that psychological pressure as well it builds.
Yeah, agreed. Neil Smith, up the Millers. What a result. Big game next. Chris Wright says that Gareth Ainsworth is commentating on our match on Sky. I bet he wonders where that Rotherham team were when Wickham played us the other week.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. I do as well.
Callum Gibson, brilliant 3 goals, brilliant 3 points. John Smith, massive win. Created a warning for his subs. His criticism at past. We scored first on Thursday, and Coventry crumble. Experience was key. Yeah, I mean, there's lots to take apart in terms of credit that Warne is due. But the changes didn't really have a negative. I know we didn't play particularly well in the first half, but there wasn't really a negative impact in terms of performance. And then the changes he made. I mean, Lewis Wing for me was the game changer. Oh, Freddie got the goals and Smith got the goal. But Wing was outstanding.
Yeah, he was fantastic. You're absolutely right. He was the game changer. And it's what we talked about in the last podcast, that little bit of presence coupled with the vision and the skill that he's got. Yeah, he was absolutely the game changer for me, definitely, without a shadow of a doubt. And Freddie, I mean, I was calling Freddie all that first half, as with the commentary team. You know, he was out of position for the whole of the first half, essentially. But he's done what a proper striker does. You know, when those chances arrive, he just slots them away. And 2 fantastic goals, particularly the second one. I thought the second one was outstanding. A great bit of skill and composure. So, absolute shout out to Freddie for turning it around in that second half.
Yeah. Mark Gamble's on YouTube. That was all right, wasn't it? A couple of quality finishes, Freddie and Smith. Viking was imperious. A giant win.
Yeah.
Daniel Hartshawn, what a performance. What a win. Ian Bradley, what a last half hour. Yeah. I suppose you're right, yeah.
Oh, it was, wasn't it? It was. Ian, you're absolutely on money there, mate, with that. It was the performance that we've been wanting for the last 3 or 4 games. It's the performance we know we've got in us. And if we could produce that every week, we'd be up there, right up towards the top end of the league rather than the bottom end. But we are where we are, aren't we? And that's a massive. We've got a massive way today to survival.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll try and bash those many comments we've got loads coming in, so thank you everybody. John Smith, there's something I talked about watching game with. Not having key players play too long tonight is a massive bonus. Brilliant finish from all 3 goals, especially Freddie with the first one. I agree. But you've got Smith, who had an hour's rest. Lewis Wings had an hour's rest. Jimmy Lindsay had an hour's rest. Woody had 45 minutes rest. Wiles had half an hour's rest. It's. I didn't think it. Yeah, Crooks is half an hour's rest. Yeah, it's worked out. It's worked out as perfectly as Warney could have hoped for.
Script. Nobody would have believed it, would they? Yeah. You know.
No.
So it's fantastic. What we've got to do now, they've got to just buckle down now and get that rest and make sure that everybody that needs to be fresh for Thursday is fresh. Look, there's no reason we can't do this. There is no reason we can't do this, and we've said this for weeks and weeks now. That the team and the ability within that squad is more than good enough to compete in this division. They've got to show it now. They've got to show that they've got some fight as well, and tonight they've done that, haven't they?
100%. Stephen Gordon on YouTube, good win to the Millers tonight. Jamie, the Viking, with some outstanding saves, some Premier League assists, amazing performances, staying up.
You've got to love Viking.
And you just see him join in with celebrations for the 3rd goal.
Yeah. Do you know my analogy of him, or my description of him, like a dog with a wagging tail? That's what he is, isn't it? You know what I mean? He's just like a really, really happy dog. I love him to bits, man, honestly.
Yeah, I do. It's fantastic. David Bateman played them tram lines perfectly, as was mentioned on commentary. Lee Brooks, well done, you Millers. Matthew Hepsall, more of the same Thursday. Go on, mate.
No, I just said, more than a few times tonight. When I got my bingo card, got full by 20 minutes in. I just wait. To be fair, it wasn't. I was still waiting for that trip around town centre, but I got that in the second half, so happy with that.
Yeah. Dave Parry, what a win up the Millers. Righty. And this is something else we talked about the game when people are watching it with. I honestly thought the game was over and quite possibly the season when they scored some character to come back in like those circumstances, say again Thursday. It's the first time the stat came up against Bournemouth on telly. Like we'd gone behind in the Championship and not won for 30 plus games. That's not now going to be more than that. This is what, if you're going to stay up, you need to have that ability to go behind and come back. If you're going to start doing it, let's start doing it with 9 games left at the season, I suppose.
Well, I mean, I'll say it now, and I'll stick my head above parapet. That's a Neil Warnock performance tonight.
Yeah.
You know, because we plugged away in that first half, and then they've gone behind, and then all of a sudden they just thought, nah, stuff this. We're not having this. And it's the same sort of performance that we started pulling out the bag when Warnock was with us towards the back end of that Championship season. But we've got to build on it.
Yeah, 100%. If you do it today and then don't do it for the next 8 games, then it is completely pointless. You've just done it for 1 game. Well done. You need to push on.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Roy Richardson, brilliant result. Ethan is Polish. We'll talk about this on the main show, but Giles had a great game. Ethan is 100% right, particularly second half. I thought Giles were outstanding tonight. It may well be, I know he scored them 2 goals earlier on his spell. This may well be his best game for Rotherham so far, in my opinion.
I think so. Yeah, definitely. Because defensively, he did his job. And he caused some problems going forward, but defensively, he did his job. And he did it really well. So, I've got to agree with that. I wouldn't say we were my man of the match, but certainly probably his best game for the Millers,
John S. didn't start until the second half. Yeah, you're right. I don't know that one. John Morell from YouTube, Birmingham fan. We talked about on Twitter. Congrats tonight. Sets up Thursday for a proper game. Yeah, because if we can beat Coventry and if Birmingham can do us a massive favour and let us win on Sunday, we would really appreciate that.
Yeah. I mean, John, if you're in touch with Lee Boyer, you know you're safe now, mate. Just give him a bell. You can roll over for us. We'll only score 1. You know what I mean? We'll both be safe. Coventry will go down. Then everybody's happy, aren't they?
Exactly. It's only fair. Callum Gibson, the only negative thing was McDonald getting a yellow card for pushing their keeper. Smith did the same, so this must have been a tactic of stopping them getting the ball moving. At this stage of the season, it doesn't really matter. You can't accumulate yellow cards to get suspension at this stage of the season, so it's.
No, but you don't for like Angus MacDonald, you don't know what's going to happen in the rest of the game, do you? And that it's a bit daft for me. That I'm not sure about that.
Yeah. We have a Canadian viewer, Sean Thompson, up the Millers from Alberta, Canada. Thank you very much for joining us.
Cheers, Sean.
Apparently, Owen on YouTube saying apparently some Coventry fans are suggesting we need to get investigated. Whatever, bring on. Daniel Scott, this is a big call. He thinks he was more excited than I was with the last-minute winner against Hillsborough at Hillsborough. Yeah, it's in the cold light of day. The wins are. This may well be a bigger win than the Wednesday one at the end of the season. Maybe. Mick Twig, pump it up.
I did have a pretty you beauty, I must admit.
Where are we? Pete Taylor, 3 more wins sooner rather than later if it all goes to last game. That won't be able to cope. Yeah, 3, maybe 4 wins. If we can get another one of those on Thursday. We said at the start of this week, mate, we needed at least 7 points, and we've already got 4. So we're in a position where we're almost at our target, our minimum target point. Points target.
Yeah, absolutely. But we've just got to go for everything, haven't we? We've got to go for everything. And he clearly is going to do. I mean, right from minute 1, Matt on Sunday and Ryan Giles were virtually playing in a front 4, front 5. You know what I mean? There were no question that we were ever going to sit back tonight. We were absolutely going for it. So, and we've got to continue in that vein, I think, particularly now we've got 4 points on board. You know.
Agree. Very quickly, John S wants to know man at match. It sounds stupid. I'm going Lewis Wing.
Yeah, I think so. I'm going to give that some thought. We'll talk about that on podcast tomorrow night, or Thursday morning, or one morning this week, whenever it is. I don't know.
Whenever it's at, yeah.
Before we play Coventry, and that's only 2 days away, isn't it? Yeah. So at some stage.
Craig Pearcey, it's a very good comment. I like this one. The arrogance of Freddie to put an awful performance for an hour and then pull 2 goals out of the bag. The man's infuriating. He's always got quality in his locker. We'll go on to the second part of that in a minute. But we talked. If you aren't listening, we talked to Adam Lafondra late last year, and this is the sort of thing that he talked about. That ability to just find something out of almost nothing, and then you're back in your game.
Yeah.
You're away.
Yeah, it is infuriating. It is, and I was as infuriated as anybody else at half time. We were discussing it here and saying, you know, he's just in the wrong place all the time. He's just not finding his positions. He just, and then he turns up and bangs those 2 in. It's just, get on with it, man. Do it all the time.
So I thought Craig Pearcey also mentions Wes Harding about fantastic. We'll talk about that tomorrow on the podcast, but. I mean, that's that pass for the second goal. I know the defender maybe could have got there, but still, just lovely. Callum Gibson with the interesting one again to talk about in the time. Probably interesting to hear that Dykes in the summer cost QPR £2 million. Should Tony have thrown more money at him? Well, he's only scored as many league goals, or now 1 less league goal than Freddie, and the same amount of league goals as Michael Smith. So is that worth £2 million? What we spent for not less than $500,000 on those 2 combined.
If it's worth £2 million, I would hope that somebody's going to be coming in for Freddie or Michael Smith. It's some offering that amount or more.
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah, I agree.
So I don't think them now.
Yeah, I agree. So you got to have it now. Giles much better with Robertson's direction. The Judd lads were fab. Yeah, the interesting point that Robertson is a naturally left-sided player, so he can help a little bit more. Whereas when Angus Madon plays there, he's not left-footed, so he's not necessarily an actual left foot. So that's a good point. That may well be that Robertson's helped Giles out there.
Yeah, possibly, quite possibly, and he's got that experience as well, which Angus hasn't got yet, has he? He's not as experienced a player, I don't think. So yeah, good point. Really good point. That.
John Morrell don't fancy the deal that we put forward to him, unfortunately. Just,
oh, come on, John! You can get another one. You can get another win. You don't need to beat us, mate. Come on.
We tried.
Think about it, right? It's like us trying to send Sheffield Wednesday down, which we've done. You can send Coventry down. Think about it, John.
Cool. Last couple. Will Sherwood agrees with me about Wing changing the game. But as we mentioned earlier, big mentions for Giles, Robertson, Barley's. He mentions McDonald as well, the ones mentioned from there. And Chris Wright, we've got 10 Spartans and 1 Viking. There's no worries, no problems. Yeah. A good. I think it's about not to get carried away. It wasn't an amazing performance as a 90 minutes, but it was a very solid hour and then a very good half an hour. I think that's the best way to break it down, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so, yeah, definitely. And like we said on the podcast, this is not about performances. Performances can be absolutely crap, not interested, genuinely not interested. But if we walk away with 3-1 at the end of every one of those poor performances, that is all that matters. If we walk away with 1-0, a scruffy 1-0, that's all that matters. It's not about the performances now. They're just an added bonus. And to be fair, the performance tonight is obviously going to add in that little bit more confidence going into the game against Coventry on Thursday. So, and if Coventry are whinging and whining as well about the fact that we've planned all this, then hopefully they're already on back foot. So we'll see, won't we?
Yeah.
We'll see. Hopefully, I'll get my voice back by then.
Final comment, Owen BO4, wing on a permanent deal definitely should be our main target. That's one of the things. If you stay up, you can start targeting people like Wing. If you go down, Wing's not coming to a League One team. So this is why staying up's vital. So we're going to end it there. Michael, anything you want to add before I finish this?
Yeah, definitely. No, my Wi-Fi is appalling, and I really do apologise if I'm just laggy. I apologise. It doesn't matter, does it? We've won 3-1, so we can all put up with a little bit of crappy Wi-Fi. Hopefully, by the next time I'm down in Wales, then they'll be out of lockdown, and they might have got Wi-Fi working again. I'll put 50p in for next time, but I'll be back for tomorrow night to do it properly. Yeah.
Exactly. So we're going to be back. We're back recording. We're recording Thursday night for the episode to be out Thursday morning. So the preview of the Coventry game will be out on the morning of the game. We will then be live post-match Coventry game on YouTube, where that will be we're going to do a review of the Coventry game, and that will also include a full preview of the Birmingham game. There's too many games. So much. Anyway, thank you all for listening, getting involved, watching. There's millions of comments. We're going through most of them. We'll do the same again, only on YouTube for the Thursday games. If you haven't subscribe to YouTube, and then you'll get a notification when we go live on Thursday night, straight after the Coventry game. And who knows, Mick? We could be out of the relegation zone on Thursday night.
Big ask, innit? It's a massive ask.
Yeah.
It's a massive ask, but if look, these players can do it. These players are capable of doing it, aren't they? There's no question about that. They've just shown us they are.
Well, exactly. So thank you all for watching, listening, follow, subscribe, everything. The usual stuff for the podcast and the Twitter, Facebook, everything else. And we'll see you all on Thursday morning for the preview of the Coventry game, and Thursday night for the review of the Coventry game. Thank you all very much, and we'll see you all soon. Thank you very much, Michael. Bye, Mick.
Yeah, I'll see you later. Are we just going to stay there all night?
I'll wait for you. It's fine. I'll wait for you. That's all right. Cheers, guys.
Bringon looking towards Agard. Ravel, ambitious, but brilliant! I don't believe it! I swear I do not believe it!